Hi. Hello. It's me. One more again. Doing the strand stuff. And now we're gonna do strand fragments. I know, super cool. Cameo by my daughter. Hey babe. So, first of all, grapple tangles. These are not explained very well in game, but these are basically a keyword. Or grapple anchors, I've also heard them be called. For some reason I didn't loop this. So, the way it works is if you're running arc, not arc, I'm sorry, if you're running the aspect on Hunter where you get 2 grenades, your grapples will also create this anchor. This anchor will currently fully refund your grapple. It will be adjusted to some degree in the next expansion. It comes out in like 2 days. I'm not sure on the specifics. It does tell you that there's going to be like some sort of cooldown refresh or something. I don't know, dude. I'd have to play with it. It doesn't make any sense to me mentally, but that's what a grapple tangle is. I also believe you can make these if you run the aspect on Titan, where uh, if you break a tangle, then it'll give you woven mail in a certain radius. Um, but I digress. I digress. Moving on. Sever. Sever decreases the outgoing damage dealt by an enemy by 40%. This is a big damage decrease for the enemy, which makes you tankier. Your teammates as well. It works similar to Weaken, but instead of a damage increase to them, there's a damage output from them being lowered. Really good. And there's multiple ways to apply Sever. Suspend. This is the big ticket item here. It literally picks up the enemy and just kind of stuns them. It just sits them there. They can't really do anything about it. Um, it does also stun unstoppables. It did not last as long on champions as it does on other combatants, and its total pickup time has also been decreased since launch because it was too broken, quote unquote, yada yada bullshit, whatever. You still have to kill them, so even if they're picked up, you still have to shoot the dudes, regardless. Um, yeah, this is really good. They can't use their abilities. They can't do anything. They're just strung up like puppets. It's really awesome. It's a great keyword, honestly. Probably the best in the game, outside of Radiant, maybe. Tangle. Tangle is your sprite, basically. You can interact with it through different ways. You can grab it and throw it, which will make it deal damage. You can make that damage do things for you. If you use your grapple on the tangle, then it will automatically refund your grapple. Um, yeah, it's really good. The way to make them is to debuff the target with strand of some sort and then kill a target. And as long as you're not on cooldown, then there you go. You have the cool tangle. Got the cool ball. It's nice. Alright, so Threadlings, the next thing. They're the little spider things. They're not actually spiders, that's just in my head, that's what they are. So like little spider things, and they go after the enemy and blow stuff up. There is a specific interaction with Threadlings on Warlock. I believe it only applies if you have the Fragment Weaver's Call, I believe. But they will return to the Warlock and perch, quote unquote. They just kind of sit on the Warlock's hips and spin around. And if you deal damage, then they will track the enemy. There are fragments to increase this thing's damage, to increase its speed, so on and so forth. But you just get little minions that go and do damage for you. It's really nice, actually. They're really solid. All right, then we have Unraveling. The little green, you can barely see them. The green lines that pop out everywhere. They go and deal damage to enemy targets, other targets that are not affected by Unraveling. If you kill and or damage a target that is unraveled. Damaging a target that is unraveled will also cause those little strands to not only go to enemies, but go back to the same singular target to deal damage. Uh, think of it as like Jolt and uh, volatile rounds kind of mixed together, to be honest. It's just extra damage and ad clear wrapped all into one. Just throw it out there whenever you get a chance to find some way to unravel and let it rip. You will almost always get unravel to proc if you use the grapple grenades melee, and if you get unraveling rounds, which requires you to have thread of propagation as a fragment, then it will give all of your strand weapons anti-barrier and unraveling rounds, which just makes the weapons themselves do unravel, which is pretty good, really good actually. Probably my second favorite keyword. Number one is like weapon-ized keyword, I guess. Number one is definitely Jolt. Jolt's bananas, but unraveling is good. Jolt's just easier to follow, I think. But Woven Mail, this is just a 45% damage resistance given to you for 10 seconds. Yeah, really simple, but very, very good. There's a couple ways that you can acquire it for yourself. And if you actually combine this with severing a specific target, you are borderline immortal, which is crazy in a game like Destiny, where that has always been the biggest issue. At like high level things, the most common complaint is, oh, well, I mean, you just made them do a bunch of damage to me, so like, that's not like fun or fair. Well, Woven Mail and Sever say, fuck that, completely. Alright, that's all the keywords. Probably going to do the grenade video next, which will be like 4 minutes, because it's only like 3 grenades, but whatever. Maybe I'll take some extra time to explain some of them in slightly more detail. Alright, so I don't want to make this video too long. Later.